Hello, and welcome to episode 136 of Nintendo Therapy, a show about the latest Nintendo news and rumors, as well as a celebration of all of the things Nintendo. My name is Kevin, and joining me this week in a Japanese exclusive episode is Harrison
Welcome back, guys.
and Shawn.
Great to be here and this Japanese exclusive.
So, how's everybody's Nintendo week been? I've been playing Kirby in the Forgotten Land for the first time, really enjoying it. I haven't done any of the Switch 2 content yet, so I don't know. I haven't even bought it yet. So, I can't speak on any of that, but the main game's good.
I wanted
I'm glad
to,
you finally get this started.
yeah, I wanted to ask about that game if anyone was going to play the Switch 2 version because I saw it's a $20 upgrade, but has, I think, the most amount of content of any upgraded Switch game. So,
Yeah,
uh,
I've seen it compared to Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury as like an addition. So it's like a Bowser's Fury type of add-on. I'll
Bowser's
know when
Fury
I'm
is
definitely going to do it. Yeah, I'm just waiting until I finish the main campaign first because it's not that the Switch 2 thing's not connected to it. So just playing the main game now and then I'll do the other thing.
if you
Yeah,
view
let me
it,
know if it's worth it.
yeah, Sean, are you planning on playing it? Because I know you've played that's your
I'm gonna
favorite Kirby
wait
game.
because it's 20. It's not my favorite Kirby game.
No, no, it's not. It's not. Excuse me. It's
favorite platformer Kirby, but
that's right.
yeah, I want to see if it's. I know 20 is not a big ask, but it's an ask, so I just need to know if it's enough content to jump back in it.
Well, I'll let you know because it was one of the things I budgeted for the remainder of the year. It's literally at this point just that and Metroid Prime and maybe Tony Hawk for Christmas. We'll see. That's
That's
the rest of my gaming year.
There you go.
Nintendo does have a good amount of DLC. Like if you would view this as DLC, which is
Hmm.
like a $20 DLC, which has lots of content and it's definitely worth it. So, as much as we talk about other things with prices with Nintendo, I guess I can point that out. Like the DLC for Animal Crossing, however much that was, the DLC for Breath of the Wild was, I thought, massive for $20 or however much it was. Um, yeah, and Tony Hawk,
Yeah,
Sean,
I'm curious.
yeah, yeah.
Tony Hawk, the extent of me playing Tony Hawk is I booted it up, did a little Foundry, and went, "Oh, I have played 3." And I haven't gone back to that. I I haven't gone back to Bonanza, which I know is awful but I just beat Heretic.
He's
That ate up a
saying,
little
just
of
to
my time.
clarify for listeners, he's saying not going back to it is awful, not that the game is awful. I know people
Yeah,
take things
yeah,
out of
no,
context.
Right, right,
everybody's
right,
like,
right.
"Oh, you still haven't?" I'm like, "No, I haven't." But the Heretic re-release, I really recommend that, especially because I never got to play it. It's
Hmm.
kinda cool to play, like, medieval fantasy Doom. It I don't know, it's just kinda got a weird take. My only complaint, and I mean, you can't really do much about it, but I know, Night Dive made a new chapter, and I think it might have 1 new enemy, but the enemy variety is really not much in comparison to, like, a Doom game. But overall, I've been having fun with it, and that's like $15, I think, for that collection, so but yeah, now that that's over, I probably should get back to the monkey game, which I keep hearing varying, like, some people are like, "Oh, it's so good," and other people are like, "Oh, it's so tedious," and I'm like, What? It was just fun from what I was playing, so I don't understand, but okay, tedious for some people."
Yeah.
Yeah, some people don't like how much there is to collect in it, I think. And now that I'm playing Kirby and the Forgotten Land, I was comparing them this week and I was like it is like a different level of collecting in that game. So I could totally see how people would be put off on how much you have to do to 100% it. But the thing is, you don't have to 100% it. There's not really any reason.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I'm just gonna take my time and enjoy it, and I
Mhm.
would assume you can go back to the previous layers, like,
Yeah.
once you get to the end. Yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
not
but
concerned about getting everything on every level
probably
first
really
time
close to
through.
where you are, actually, they give you that ability. It's, only a few floors down.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I'm a little disappointed that the big reveal at the end I already know about. I won't
Mhm.
spoil it for people, but, other than that, I'm looking forward to jumping back in it, so that's probably this weekend's mainstay to play.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. It might be platform fatigue for some people, or just the genre, or I mean, I'm projecting. That's just how I feel sometimes.
Mhm.
Some people just don't enjoy those type of games as much, and for the people that can play those games over and over, hundreds of hours, I find that to be quite impressive, or just quite different. Same thing with my friends who, can just only play JRPGs. I find that to be really impressive
Mhm.
also. Um,
Yeah, I need a mixed diet. Like, I'll do a platformer, I'll do a JRPG, I'll do a kids type game like Kirby, then I'll play something a little more adult, like Resident Evil or something. Like, you gotta mix it up.
That's why, like, I always find it impressive when, like, YouTube channels that are, like, an actual gaming journalism group, where they have people that only review the certain types of games, and I'm
Mm.
like, "You have to really enjoy those games to do that and get paid for it, and not be like, ugh, gonna review another 80-hour RPG after the last 90-hour one I played." So, no, I'm definitely I need to rotate when I'm playing. I can't just my god, I couldn't just do JRPG upon JRPG. I'd go crazy.
yeah,
I was actually in the mood to play Street Fighter the other day, which is rare for me because I don't really do fighting games very often. But I have the Street Fighter, I think it's like a 30th anniversary collection or something that I've had on my
Oh,
Switch
yeah, yeah.
forever. Yeah, yeah. I've played it a handful of times, mostly when I have like family over, but
So,
it was calling
my
me.
next act well, I bought Cyberpunk because I'm feeling really leery about third party titles now, and I'm like, "Oh, it's all on the cartridge and it runs fine." Like, all right, just in case we need to break the glass because I don't know, I'm feeling iffy on them. But the only other thing I know I want to get specifically on Switch 2 is the Mortal Kombat collection because that just looks great all
It
around.
does.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not good at them, but that they weave in the behind the scenes almost as you play through them. I don't know. That's just
Yeah, that's been
fascinating.
happening a lot more with collections lately. Like there was that really good Atari collection that had a bunch of documentary footage on it.
Yeah, so I'm almost like more excited to play it and learn about it and be like, oh, that's why you've always been terrible at it. So I don't know. That's one I'm actually looking forward to. I'm glad I didn't get the collector's edition. I guess that's not shipping till May or something.
I'm
So
guessing that's collector's edition with a K, like Mortal Kombat does for
probably,
everything.
probably.
Yeah.
probably, yeah. I
Did
think
you
you get
get
a Goro bust,
you
a
get
bunch of
physical
other
for
stuff with
both
it.
Mortal Kombat and Cyberpunk? Did you
Yes.
do physical for
Yeah,
both?
I did physical for both because again, I'm very confused and a little apprehensive now with the third party thing because it's like these people did have a dev kit and this game doesn't run well. These
Yeah.
people didn't have a dev kit and it runs fine. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah.
So
I think it gets better over time, but I think you're doing the right thing, and you got the best third party game. Can I ask, was Cyberpunk 70 when you got it? Or the 60?
yeah, that's I think they're running a very, very small sale right now digitally for it. And I was
Uh,
just like, eh,
oh,
everyone raves about this game. I'll just pay the full price.
it's I I mean, I've expressed on here it's in my top 10 games of all time, and it's not even a game that I have really spent that much time on in comparison to, like, my other top 10 games, but
Yeah.
just just the overall experience that I had with it is something that I've talked on here that there's certain experiences that I chase, and Cyberpunk gave me that experience of like of just immersiveness. So, I think it's awesome. I
Yeah.
think CD Project Red just does a great job with their games. Um, Incredible development also,
So
from where it started.
so there was one piece of news this week I wanted to get the thoughts of you two on. I'll just read it here. It's an article that Nintendo Life published, I believe, today, as of the day of recording. It says Sony is gunning for the Switch 2 with a handheld dockable PS6. The body of the article is really short. It says, despite Sony's PS5 being on the market for nearly 5 years at this point, it still somehow feels way too soon to be talking about the inevitable PlayStation 6. Who even wants or needs one yet? Alas, here we are. The latest rumor from YouTube channel Moore's Law is Dead is particularly significant because it seems to hint that Sony is planning to launch a variant of the PS6 that will not only be handheld, but can be docked just like the Switch and Switch 2. Codename Canis, the handheld is supposedly one of three SKUs planned, well, SKUs, one of three SKUs planned for the PS6. The main one will be the Orion, which will be your standard flagship console with all the specs. The second is Canis handheld, and the third is a PS6S. I guess maybe that's a digital
Digital
only
only,
one.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the latter two will share similar specs and will likely lean closer to what Sony is currently offering with the PS5, PS5 Pro, albeit with a few minor upgrades here and there. So just thought it was interesting. Honestly, I think if they do have those as options whenever this comes out, I probably will go to the handheld one. I play so few PlayStation games. I'm sure they'll all run fine on it. It's not like I play anything. I don't play like MMORPGs or any online stuff, so I should be fine with handheld.
I mean,
What
it's
are your thoughts?
interesting because Microsoft has their handheld coming too. So
Mhm.
now you're back into a handheld war.
Well, the thing is, and we've brought it up on this podcast, being handheld is why the Switch sells so well because something when it's handheld, parents buy one for each kid versus when it's on the TV, they're like, okay, the family has one. So and when people break a handheld, it's more likely to break because it travels and then they replace it. So you get more console sales there as well.
I
Yeah,
would
I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't too thrilled with my PS5 experience. So I don't
Mhm.
know if I'd get a PS6 even if it was handheld. So
Yeah. I have been looking into a Steam Deck. I think next year, I think 2026 is going to be my Steam Deck year. We'll see.
I would bet everything that the PS6, and I'm sure it's gonna be called the PS6,
It better be.
has
oh yeah.
has the hybrid option, without a doubt.
Mhm.
I think the PS Portal was a sign of that, of making
Mhm.
a hybrid, but like a cloud-enabled device that was a little bit cheaper, but had less functionality. I think all signs point towards this. The Switch was just way, way too successful. So it's gonna happen. I'll be interested to see where we are in gaming at that point when we get there, because who knows? There might not even be Xbox by that point. Who knows? And what value will there be if there is a battle of hybrid console devices? Because, like, for example, we know that we are getting Indiana Jones on Switch
Yep.
2. And we now have Halo Master Chief Collection on PlayStation, and that will, I'm sure, be coming to Switch as well. So, does the PS6, does the only real value is the overall performance and then the very limited first party games they have? I think people will be choosing whichever one suits them the best, and I don't know how many will have like multiple hybrid consoles.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I just thought it was an interesting rumor. I thought, if you're listening to our podcast right now on your way to work or something, it was just an interesting idea to put out there that, hey, somebody's talking about this. So put that idea in your head there, listener. Anyway, moving on, there is a segment I figured we'd do this week because it's kind of a slow news week. I have gathered up a bunch of reviews off of mostly IGN of best selling Switch games. And I thought it would be fun to have Harrison and Shawn try to guess the game based off of the review. We'll call it guess the game, I guess we can call it. So every one of these, your category as a clue is these are all off of the list of best selling Switch games, somewhere on that
Okay.
list. So it's not gonna be anything obscure. It's gonna be all best selling Switch games. So let's dive in. So
Mario Kart 8.
the first one, the review reads, and if we do this again, I didn't think of this until afterwards. I'll grab screenshots of the review so we can put them up, but I didn't
Yeah.
think of that till
Oh
way
yeah,
too
yeah,
Yeah,
late.
we'll do it after. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So anyway, the first review. I guess if you haven't grown up on Nintendo or similar games, you won't understand them ever. So overwhelming. The colors, effects, sounds, especially Bowser design. I'm not even old. That's the whole review.
uh, I want to say Mario Wonder. I'm only basing that off
Uh,
Bowser design.
oh,
You got it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mario Wonder.
I was gonna go Mario Wonder as well. So
So these aren't all going to be trashing the game or anything. It's just they're all ones that I thought were funny, or I'm like, that's your review. That's your thoughts
I
on the
didn't
game.
even take
But
it too
anyway,
negatively,
I don't,
but I guess it was negative.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
All
don't
right.
understand. He's a castle in this one.
Next one. Next review. The abandoned worldview is not appealing. The new transformation is boring. Collecting items to enhance abilities is tedious. It is obvious the developers got strong armed by the executives. The game is simply not at all play tested.
I have my idea. Um,
They're wrong about all this, by the way, but go on.
Tears of the
Go
Kingdom.
ahead, Harrison.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's Kirby and the
It's
Forgotten Land.
Kirby. Sean's 2 for 2. Yeah, I don't know
The
how they think it's not play
transformation
tested.
thing.
I can finally speak to this because I've been playing this game all week. The game plays great. I don't know. It's
I was gonna,
fantastic.
that game played great on the other Switch. I'm sure it
Yeah.
plays even better on the two. So
I don't understand what they mean by the developers got strong armed by the executives because it honestly plays like most Kirby games. Like you
do
copy
something
abilities,
different
like
with him.
yeah.
Make the ability even crazier. Whoa, hold on then.
They're all
What?
a little bit different.
All right, so
Yeah.
let me see how many of these I have. I have 10 of these total. So
Cool.
okay. So
Cool.
just so we can keep track.
Let let's make
Bring it
sure.
on.
Let's have both of us guess before you tell us, though. Okay.
Okay, perfect. All
So
right.
we can lock it in. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So number 3. The guy who sold me the game said I would like it, and I did. I played it with my girlfriend, and we had a lot of fun. This is a gem for Switch 1. Maybe one day I'll complete it 100%. This game is all over the place, with many captures and challenges to keep the player hooked.
Captures.
This guy loves that game. What game is it?
Captures. Um,
Mario Odyssey.
Pokemon Scarlet Violet.
Oh, that's a good guess, but it's Mario. Sean, are we in Ghostbusters? You can't see these. You can't like. But no, Sean. Sean's right again. 3 for 3. This guy.
Something that
Okay.
you collect. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 4. It really is a tough game. The levels are huge and beautiful. There is so much to explore. And when the Emmys, their spelling mistake, when the Emmys are chasing you, You are close to a heart attack.
Mhm.
So, when are you close to a heart attack when the Emmys are chasing you?
Yeah.
They mean enemies, by the way.
Sean, do you know?
I'm pretty sure we both know.
Okay. Let's say it the same time. Three, two, one. Metroid Dread.
Metroid Dread.
Exactly. Yep. Good job. Okay. All right. Halfway there. Number 5. This is a really short review. Really short review. And uh I picked this one specifically because I'm like, that doesn't even sound like it's describing this game. So I'll be impressed if you get it. A revolutionary game, climbing walls like an assassin, travel the world like a dragonborn, and soar like a crafter.
Is this Gears of the Kingdom?
You
Breath of
would
the
think
Wild.
so, but yeah, it's Breath of the Wild. I don't know why they're talking about the crafting, but yeah, it's Breath of the Wild. It's really weird.
Cooking.
I
Am
don't
I
know
inside your head? Like,
what does
how much
travel the world like a dragonborn mean? Like, is that
Skyrim?
There's
oh,
dragons in
Sky
it.
oh, yeah, you're right,
You
you're
you
right.
you you
Okay, I
do
didn't
you
even
do. I
think that.
mean, you do glide with the
Okay.
dragons, which is like just one of the coolest parts of that game. But they're probably just referring to just having dragons in the game. Just guessing.
Alright, this next one's got a spelling mistake too, but I like to read them that way. Masterpiece. One of the greatest vidrio game experiences of all time. If it wasn't third game within series and if it wasn't spin-off character being utilized, it probably would have been received better by mainstream outlets. The IGN score infuriates me. This game is a love letter to video games. So what do we got that's a love letter to video games, guys?
I think you have an ESL learner. I'm worried that we're being offensive now. Um, it's a love letter to video games. What were the other hints?
Um, I'll read it again. One of the best vidrio game experience of all time. If it wasn't third game within series and it wasn't spin-off character being utilized, it probably would have been received better by mainstream outlets.
Oh,
The
Luigi's
IGN
Mansion.
score infuriates me.
Luigi's Mansion.
Sh- Sean,
Bayonetta 3.
it is Luigi's Mansion 3, of
Ah,
course.
I finally got one wrong.
Okay, here's an interesting one. We're on number 7, by the way. We got 4 to go. Boring crap. Who cares about Farm Sim? Glad I don't play this garbage. Yuck. And I'll give you guys a clue. This game is not a farm sim.
It's Animal Crossing.
Animal
Sean,
Crossing?
it is
Animal
Animal
Crossing?
Crossing. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't
Uh,
play it that much, but there's no farming in that game.
you can grow crops, but like you don't.
Yeah,
It's completely
there's a
optional.
functional like real. I I guess you can sell the crops, sure, but
Yeah,
everyone
but
calls
I
it a
don't
farming
think
sim.
Yeah. That'd
Yeah,
be like calling
you're not.
like Conker's Bad Fur Day a first person shooter because it has that one part of the game where you can be a first person shooter. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
Not
I hate
every,
that part when Tom Nook shows up to your house and he's like, "Where's my crop? Huh? Huh? Bells ain't gonna pay themselves back."
yeah, every cozy game is like farming sim, which is fair because most of them are are farming sims, and it does have some farming in it.
okay, next one. This is all one sentence.
Oh,
You
good.
see, you see, me and my friend pre-ordered this game to see if it can improve on the first 3 games, but to me and my friend, it went down as a failure and it had numerous glitches and the controls were awful. But normally I like space games, but not this game, and then so was the story.
It starts off with you see.
It does. You see, me and
I
my friend.
I really hope this person's from Boston.
And it's a space game.
You could say that.
It's the fourth one.
You can say that.
What'd you say?
It's the fourth one. Something about fourth.
Correct.
Um,
Because he said the first 3, they thought it would improve on the first 3 games, was a clue in there.
Pikmin 4?
Pikmin 4.
Correct.
Yeah,
Pikmin 4 for the run on sentence.
yeah.
All right,
Uh,
we got 2 more. One's
okay, I
kinda
guess
long, one's
you're in
kinda short.
space. Oh, good.
All right. This is a dumpster fire that's in a landfill also on fire. I honestly don't have a single good thing to say about this game, which makes me sad and infuriates me. Over 25 years I've been playing this franchise, all spelled wrong, from the first game to this massive disappointment. If this is an indication of what future games are going to be like, it's time to be done with this franchise. I hate this game more than Elden Ring bosses. If you know, you know. Hate this game. Worst they ever made.
It's gonna
Oh,
be Pokemon.
Okay. Yep.
it is Pokemon. I was gonna go Tears of the
I'll
Kingdom
let you
for the
guys
third
narrow
time.
that down because there's like 10 Pokemon games on the Switch. So, yes, it is Pokemon.
Sword and Shield.
Yeah, Scarlet Violet.
It's Scarlet and Violet, correct.
It could have been Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
It could have started there. Like yeah.
All right, and there's one more. This one I'm gonna call difficulty level impossible. I'll be impressed if you guys get it, but I just thought it was an interesting review. This is their review. 26180516. I can't play online. 26180516. I can't play online. 26180516. I can't play online.
Splatoon 3.
Mhm.
Is that a friend code or something?
It's
But
just an
why
error
but why would
code.
they be giving it if they can't play online? I don't get it.
It sounds like it's just an error code, right? It is Splatoon?
Nope. You're not
No,
gonna
it's not.
get this one. It's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh, we could have gotten that. It's online. Yeah, we could have gotten it.
That's a great review. I'm glad they put the code in there that narrowed it down for me.
Yeah. Well, it gets off the frustration because I know doesn't everyone know what that's like? And you have to like search what the code means, and they're like, oh, reset your system or
Yeah.
whatever it might be.
All right, so I'll beef that segment up next time. Maybe trim it down to 5 for weeks that we actually have video game news. But I think that that went well. I can certainly theme it a little better next time too. Maybe like RPGs or something. Uh, so yeah, good job, guys. We guessed the reviews,
Yeah.
and we have 3 spotlights. Do you think we should roll into that, or what do you guys think?
I think the spotlights are pretty short.
Okay,
We can do some speculation if you want.
yeah, yeah, go with that. Let's do that.
Okay, yeah,
You
but I
get some
think
specs.
because the 3 games, oh man, it's gonna get a little bit redundant for me, but we'll hold on to that for just a moment. What I have for you guys today is since it's been very slow news week, like nothing I wanted to talk about. I've been wanting to talk for a while about speculating 2026 and this year, I guess, but also the 40th anniversary for Zelda, which would be February 21st, 2026 in Japan. So coming up very soon, we might have nothing like Zelda 35 did not have very much, or we could have a whole year starting even with the first one that I have for you. So number one that I have for you guys is age and imprisonment. And my question for you two is could this announced spinoff be the first major release of this whole 40th anniversary? This game is announced for 2025, but oddly, there's no release date for it. Uh, Nintendo likes to have something Zelda focused every year, whether that's a game or remake, and it could kick off just a big marketing campaign, could provide a lot of context for the Tears of the Kingdom story as well. Maybe that leads to something in the 40th anniversary as well. So, Kevin,
I
would this be the first release? Yes.
I don't think so. I think it's more likely we'll see it go on sale when they do their 40th anniversary stuff or something like that. Like if it releases in November, let's say, and they kick off the 40th anniversary stuff like 6 months later, they could totally put this game on sale. But I don't think it's gonna be connected to that. I think it's just they need a Zelda release in 2025, so that this is what they have.
Sean, what do you think?
I could I could see them doing 40th anniversary DLC
Oh, that's a good call
for the
too.
game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need specific missions or, here's
They'll
links
definitely mention
from.
it during the 40th anniversary, but I don't think it's going to kick it off.
Yeah, so I think DLC. They'll have some sort of like 40th anniversary specific thing that they'll probably take away.
We're going to see this game again in some sort of presentation, but perhaps that's just part of a September direct that we get. So I'll put this in the possible category. How about that?
Okay.
How about that? So then, number two. Let's move all this around. Next one is now we get into just heavy hitters then. And I think we've talked about this before on here too. A Ocarina of Time remake. And my question for you two are could Nintendo release a full Ocarina of Time remake as a Switch 2 exclusive as the centerpiece for a 40th anniversary? They did do the 3DS HD release for the 25th anniversary. That's the added context that I'll give you. Uh, Kevin, what do you think?
If you listen to all of our podcasts, you can literally track my thoughts on an Ocarina of Time remake. And when we first started this show, I was like, we don't need it. I don't think they're ever going to do it. I think that in Nintendo's mind, the 3DS version was the remake, and now they've moved on. Now it's been so much time since the 3DS remake. I actually do think they're going to do a full, from the ground up, complete remake someday. Uh, and I could see it being a late year release for the 40th anniversary. I'm not like I don't remember what the categories are. I'm not like positive this is going to happen, but I'm definitely saying this one's possible.
Possible, perhaps. Sean, how about you?
I could see with the success they've had with the Link's Awakening remake and even I mean they're not remakes, but the Switch 2 editions of Breath of the Wild and
Mm.
Tears of the Kingdom
Oh,
selling
maybe a
pretty well.
demake. Maybe a demake where they scale it down and use the Adventure of Link art style again, and just make like a 2D
Mhm.
version of Ocarina of Time.
That would be that would be fascinating actually. But I I could see them releasing it and then I could see even based off sales on it, them maybe doing a Majora one also to kind of like bring attention back to that game. Uh yeah, I if they do it, it will be Switch 2 exclusive.
I think so. I think so. Because you gotta have that selling point. And I think that
Yeah.
would make people say, okay, it's time. Like Ocarina of
I would say not
Time.
only will it be a Switch 2 exclusive, but they might have a Zelda specific skin for it out there, like a pack-in or not even a pack-in, just a Zelda Ocarina of Time Switch 2 edition Switch.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. But no, I could not see us on Switch 1 because I really think older people would say this is my favorite game and I'm buying a Switch 2 to play this game and then I'll have other games to play as well. So I think we put this in the possible category. I'm not sure. I've definitely heard this conversation quite a bit. We think possible, I think. So
Yeah,
let's
possible.
Yeah.
There's
let's
I gotta get it. There's a YouTube channel out there that always shows up in my feed where I feel like every week he makes a video. about the Ocarina of Time remake. He's very dialed in.
Zeltic? Not sure.
Might be.
Might be. So let's go into then other HD remaster possibilities. I'm gonna keep bringing up Wind Waker. The HD version is not available, so it seems like that's something that could eventually be available. Twilight Princess, of course. Not letting go of this idea that it could be a package. And I think we've talked about games like Majora's Mask on here as well. And even in my next round, I'll be getting more into maybe the GBA DS maybe era of Zelda games.
Oh, okay.
So, Sean, I'll start with you. My question for you, uh, could Nintendo remaster other fan favorite classics to celebrate this anniversary?
I think the ones to me that would make the most sense are Spirit Tracks, Phantom Hourglass, and Link Between Worlds, because
I was gonna
there's
say the
really
same thing.
no other way to play those, and I think they would be perfect for whatever they're trying to do on Switch 2. They could do something similar to the recent Castlevania collection, where you can kind of configure the screen how you want, so you can still have the two screens. I could see them being able to utilize that, especially because now you have a bigger handheld screen. So to me, that makes the most sense is to bring those three back.
Yeah, Kevin?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Just because they're trapped on those handhelds right now, and that would make them available for a wider audience. And I think Nintendo is trying to build with most of their franchises, Zelda, Kirby, Metroid, we've seen very specifically. I think they want to get to a point where they can say the whole franchise is available on this system. Um,
Yeah,
I think in terms of like Twilight Princess, Nintendo loves to disappoint. So I think instead what they'll do is they'll just put it up on the GameCube uh channel, whatever you want to call it. I don't think they'll do the HD one. I think they'll just be like, and for the 40th anniversary, this is one of the things we're doing. Um, but who knows? I
yeah, I
just like
agree.
I try to predict based on like how people have reacted to things they've done, and I could totally see the outcry of like, why didn't we get HD? Why is it just going on the service? So
Right.
yeah.
Right. Right. Wow. Like if we went with Sean, like your idea, like say eventually we had those three games, Spirit Tracks, Phantom Hourglass, Link Between Worlds, like we'd have like every Zelda game on one console,
Mm.
almost.
We have
Yeah, because
almost
I,
every
I agree.
piece. I think we're only missing the 2 well, I mean, when you get into the weeds, it's not the case because you have, like, other M and
Sure.
that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Sure, sure.
but mostly we're only missing the 2 Prime games.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're ever going to do the HD Twilight Princess and Wind Waker again. I think those were, hey, no one's buying Wii U's. We
I
need
honestly think
something
they're
on
holding
here.
those out of spite. I think they're like, "Nope, we gave you HD. You didn't buy the system. Tough." Like, I think they're keeping them there with that attitude.
But I think because they're pushing the GameCube thing, they'll definitely, especially for the 40th anniversary, be like, hey, here's Twilight Princess. Remember? That was the last GameCube release. Which would be
Possible
cool because I
or
never played that version.
likely.
I'd say that's more possible than the Ocarina of Time one. 'Cause I feel like that's gonna have a long build up, and we might have started to hear rumors or, like, leaks on it by now, but
It's going right in the middle then. All right. Next round then are some other Zelda spin-offs. Thinking about the Echoes of Wisdom game we got last year. My question for you two, could smaller games or top-down adventures appear to celebrate the anniversary while avoiding other long development cycles, uh, similar to Echoes of Wisdom 2026? Might be too early for a brand new next gen, like whatever is leading past Tears of the Kingdom. So perhaps we get a smaller project, um, and perhaps it is inspired by another Zelda game or just a Zelda mechanic or graphic style, or perhaps we get another top down game. So again, could we get a smaller top down game in 2026? Kevin, what do you think?
It's not out of the question. They've definitely been getting more loose with the Zelda license too. So I don't know if you would count this as a spin-off, but maybe like a Zelda skin in something like they did with Cadence of Hyrule or
Oh
something
yeah.
like that.
Ah,
Like they could partner with somebody I could totally see. Uh they're they're definitely sharing the Zelda license a lot more these days. And, by a lot more, I mean a handful of times. But it's more than they used to do.
right,
Yeah.
right, right. Sean?
You know what I would like to see, which would be cool, is if they kind of did like a Four Swords, but did Four Champions from Breath of the Wild, and it was a top-down 2D Zelda, but you and your friends can play as the Four Champions, and it's just an
You know,
adventure they go on.
that is something I loved about Tears of the Kingdom, is how you could have them all, like, kinda ride along with you, and it kinda felt like you were playing an MMORPG or something with, like, your clan around,
Yeah.
so I could totally see that.
Could
I just think
could
that'd be cool.
yeah, yeah, combine ideas. Could you um do something where you release a remake of Spirit Tracks, Phantom Hourglass, and then you have something similar to Four Swords? Could we see, not even in the 40th anniversary, but could we see a Link Between Worlds connected somehow to a remake of Link to the Past as well? I'm gonna speculate everything because I honestly don't know where the franchise is going. I just know a Link to the Past remake would sell. I know it would at least sell decently. So, um, for this, we got Echoes of Wisdom in 2024. I'm leaning more towards what I would call the unlikely or fan fave part of this. So, any disagreements? What do we think? No,
Nope.
no, we move ahead then. I got three more rounds, and I think these are all going to be a little bit uh, quicker now. Could 2026 see early marketing for the 2027 live action Zelda movie, including trailers, cast reveals, themed events? It is slated for May 2027. And historically, when there has been a Zelda release, there has been other uh, cross media. If you think about their 25th anniversary, the Zelda cartoon, Smash Brothers, Ultimate, something like that. Could be an opportunity to sell more external media, which are like my last two questions I have for you. Could we see some Zelda movie marketing in 2026? Sean, I'll start with you.
Nintendo's really weird with the movie thing, which I get. Like, they've had their Mario animated, and that's really their first successful. They had a hand in it. So I think with the Zelda movie, the extent of them doing any early promotion would maybe be character reveal, and then maybe you can get NSO icons based off the movie. Like, oh, if you know how they do like play the specific Zelda game and
Yeah,
get
yeah,
these
no, that would be
icons.
really cool.
I could see them doing that, but that's really about it. I don't think they're gonna just be like, oh hey, Zelda movie and flood it with everywhere. So
Well, I think the typical window for a teaser trailer is usually 8 months before the movie, so if it's coming out in May, that would mean, like, in November wait, my math is bad.
Sure.
At the
Yeah.
end of the year of 2026, we would probably see at least a teaser trailer. Um, Whether that, is a 30-second clip or a minute and a half, who knows, but that's typically the window for teasers.
All right. May 2027 is over 1 year after the actual anniversary of the 40th anniversary, but I wonder how they connect that because do they connect the 40th anniversary to the movie or do they just say, oh, just, of course, as you know, we have a movie coming out? Or do we get to see a major Zelda release go alongside the Zelda movie? And I don't know because with the Mario movie, we had Mario Wonder, but that wasn't connected
Yeah,
to.
we already talked about how there's no data to support that a tie-in video game does better because of the movie. The same way comic book companies claim that they don't see a bump in comic book sales when they have a comic book movie. Now that has changed with Superman. Superman was like one of the
Yes.
first times they reported that Superman comics are flying off the shelves now, but it's the exception, it's not the rule. So yeah, you remember I dug up all that data in one episode, uh, where they looked at if the existing Mario games were selling better because of the movie, and some of them were, some of them weren't. It didn't seem like they could directly correlate it. So, who knows?
Right. It has to depend on the medium and the franchise. Yeah,
Yeah.
because comic books make sense. You can go
Mhm.
out and just buy a comic book. You don't need any other type of media or anything else to consume that. So, yeah, right, right. Based on what everyone said, okay, this is gonna be a lukewarm tier list. Who knows if we post it? I think it's going impossible. I would have said likely, but I think Sean, what you said, I think it's more possible. I'm wondering. I want to know
Okay.
what that next thing is. All right, two more. Um, could Nintendo announce or tease a Zelda expansion at Super Nintendo Worlds during this anniversary year? Theme park expansions are a marketing tool. Perhaps they try it in Japan first, and there's two others, right? Um, Orlando and LA. So
I believe so.
perhaps, and the reason why I bring up this one is I believe there's photographs of Anuma and Miyamoto at Super Mario World, so take that as you will, but, I saw people speculating about that, and I think it does happen. I'll just add my part eventually, if it doesn't happen with the 40th anniversary. So, Kevin, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no. Um, I feel I don't know. It would be a big shift to everything they have there is Mario specific right now, except I think I've heard they have hidden Pikmin, which is copying like Disney World does hidden Mickeys. So they have like little hidden Pikmin everywhere. But I don't know. Other than that, I don't think I feel like we would have seen the construction. You know what I mean? Like we saw the construction for the park for forever before it was revealed. So I don't know. I'm I'm a no on this one.
Okay. Sean?
I'm the opposite. I think they absolutely would add something to the park because it's not
Well,
much of a
something isn't an
section.
expansion.
No,
Expansion's a big deal. I think they might
I
have
think
someone in a Link costume walk around or something, but
no, I think they would add an actual attraction that was Zelda based. Maybe
okay.
not necessarily like a whole, you know, Hyrule whatever area of the park necessarily, but I think they absolutely would add something a ride, the Link's crossbow training, so something along those lines that to kind of be like, "Hey, yeah, this is Nintendo too, remember? It's not just Mario and the monkey." So, I think they would definitely expand even in a small way.
Okay, per perhaps a phase 1. 'Cause yeah, I think we of course see that in the future. If they're looking at theme parks, of course Zelda's gonna be part of that. And sooner than later. But who knows what we see next year? Okay. Since we got different ones, and I'm kind of in the middle, I'm also going with possible. Okay. If this last round doesn't do anything, then yeah, we got the most milk toast tier list ever, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. Last round. Zelda merchandise. I put that correct. Okay. Could we see new Zelda collectibles, Lego sets, other merchandise for the 40th anniversary? They often release themed merchandise with anniversary, and we got a Lego set featuring Breath of the Wild and Ocarina of Time. Um, has been announced. Anyways, we have Zelda Legos already. Sean, I'll start with you. Could we get some collectibles, or what collectibles do you think we could see for the anniversary?
I think they'll definitely have, maybe a Nintendo specific statue that like maybe you can only get from the Nintendo store, like things they can put in those Nintendo store locations and around the world. What is it, New
I think
York and
this
San
one's the most
Francisco? We
sure
have
bet.
them. Yeah, I think they'll do stuff that's Nintendo store specific, but I don't think they'll add new Legos. They're weird with some stuff, like they're just like, oh, we got. It's like, yeah, you got a Zelda Lego. You don't need another one. So I think it's all going to be Nintendo store specific stuff.
Yeah, I think this one's the most sure bet, though. I'll bet they put out a new amiibo. I'll bet they put out some sort of like art book. Um, I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of merchandise for the 40th.
All right, right. And we had Game and Watch for 35.
Mhm.
I was thinking about things like that. Other external merchandise, I'm not sure. But hey, we'll put this one in the likely we did it.
Great idea.
and I want to hear everyone's comments. Of course, if you watch on YouTube, we have the tier list here. Do the YouTube things and leave us a comment anywhere. Let us know what you all think we would get for a 40th anniversary of Zelda. 35 wasn't that big, but 35 for Mario was pretty big. And we'll also see what we get for the 40th of Mario this year as well. So, I mean, do you think we get a mainline Zelda game next year? Do we think we get a mainlined Mario game this year? Or is Kirby just or sorry, not Kirby, is Donkey Kong just leading the way? I guess Kirby as well. I guess Kirby as well with the expansion, um but yeah. So, should we get into the spotlight?
Absolutely. So this week we are shining a spotlight on 3 games because there was no point in separating these. They're all Japanese exclusives for the Game Boy Advance. It is the Densetsu no Starfy series. So Densetsu new we'll go in order. Densetsu no Starfy released September 6, 2002, the first game in the series on the Game Boy Advance. It was developed by Tosei and published by Nintendo. The game stars Starfy, a clumsy star prince who falls from Puff Top Palace into the ocean, where he teams up with a clam to defeat a demon Ogura. Gameplay mainly focuses on underwater platforming with Starfy's signature spin attack, mixed in with some land segments and mini games. The game sold over 500,000 copies in Japan, which keep in mind, smaller area. So it's a more positive figure there. But it was never released overseas. Nintendo felt it was too Japanese. So this is the anti Toe Jam and Earl, which is too American, I guess. Put them both in Smash Brothers. Let's sort it out that way. Anyway, Starfy. It originated from a rejected idea for a Game Boy Color Wario title, and leftover code in the game includes references to the debug menus and unused two-player mode from that Wario game. My thoughts on this one: I feel like if you took the water stages from Donkey Kong Country, or like maybe Echo the Dolphin, kind of, you mix them with Kirby, you kind of get this game. The the doors and like the floating mechanic, especially very Kirby esque. There's also a Sega mascot called Rystar that they're both
Oh
like
yeah.
star shaped mascots. Anyway, stage based platforming, uh, exploration elements. That's what you're getting here. What was your thoughts, Harrison?
Right. Directed by Hitoshi, which is kind of nice because it's kind of relevant to recent Nintendo news. Hitoshi was one of the developers of the mouse for Mario Paint. So
Mhm.
I thought that was interesting. And this game was originally developed for Game Boy, not Game Boy Color. It was originally developed for the Game Boy, and then they said,
Really, my
"Oh."
notes said color.
What I read is that it was developed for the Game Boy, and then they said, "Oh, the Game Boy Color is coming out. You should make it for that one." So they developed it and
Oh,
reconceptualized it for the Game Boy Color, but then it
gotcha.
took so long that they said, "Oh, we have the Game Boy Advance coming out, and the Game Boy Color." I guess
So
a
it
lot
missed
of pe
both, basically.
I guess a lot of people pulled their development for Game Boy Color games after the Game Boy Advance was announced,
Mhm.
and I think the development overall is very impressive considering this game was redone a couple of times. And then, in context, when I look at the other two games, uh, if we look at it as a proof of concept, the other two games came out just a little over a year following. So, overall, I think it is a very fun game that fits into the era very well. But when it comes to platformers like this one, I hate water, so I'm gonna be biased. And hey, it's my ranking. It's gonna be my ranking, so I can put my own
Mhm.
opinions into this. And just for a platformer, I feel like there's something missing if I don't have a connection and there's not a unique mechanic. With that being said, I think the mechanics work well. So how about gameplay,
Yeah,
Kevin? What do you think?
I did look into I looked up, like, how do Japanese players typically rank these games in the series, and, it's given a little bit away because we haven't talked about the sequels yet, but it's usually in reverse order, like, the games got better as they went, so they usually rank them, like, 3, 2, 1, and so what you said about this being, like, very basic is totally true. This was where they kinda created the series and then improved upon it in the future. Um, Gameplay, I kinda liked the water environment. I didn't it didn't, like, sway me one way or another, but I thought it was kind of a cool change of pace. But, I don't know, I maybe we should rank these as we go. What do you think? I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say
yeah.
I ranked this one. They're all ranked together, but this one I ranked at 87. So that's, kind of the line on my list of where, like, games I like to play and games I'm just like, "Okay, this is playable," starts, and then, like, the next line would be, "This game is bad."
Um, I put this just a little bit above. I put it at 72, and I know that just about a year ago there was an English translation that was released unofficially, and
Mm.
I think it's brought
Yeah, I don't
actually
know why they didn't put that on there.
Yeah, yeah, they could have just stolen it as always. Always gonna bring it up, but I think it did bring a lot of eyes onto this game, and I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
Starfy is the profile picture of the GBA ROM hack or whatever subreddit. I'm getting it wrong
That's
now,
funny.
but whatever. It's a blue Starfy
Yeah,
on
no,
there.
that's funny.
Seems to be a small following. And then the next two, I'm gonna have similar feelings. So kick it off. Yeah.
Okay. Densetsu no Starfy 2 released September 5th, 2003, the next year on the Game Boy Advance, and again developed by Tosei and published by Nintendo. Picking up after the first game, Starfy and his little clam friend, they escape. The bad guy escaped. Sorry, and this time, the bad guy's name is Ogura, split into 10 forms, which are the bosses of the game, and you must defeat them across new worlds. The core spinning attack per uh, platforming returns with expanded land stages this time. It's not mostly underwater. More mini games, new transformations such as riding animals. Was another commercial hit in Japan, but like its predecessor, never made it over here. Unused data in the game suggested a link cable feature, which may have been planned at some point, but didn't happen. And some sprites hint at scrapped Donkey Kong cameo, which did not happen either. Starfy 1, like I said, it was very water heavy. 2 balances it with more on foot platforming, and it introduced the transformations. I made a list of everything you can transform here. Let me see. What did it say? The sequel introduces transformations, animal baddies. Starfy can team up with like Kirby or Wario Land. Oh yeah, so you team up with these like you do in Kirby or Wario Land. So you've got Old Man Lobber the Lobster. It lets Starfy shoot bubbles to trap enemies or hit switches. A little bubble bobble there. Kangaroo lets Starfy ride and jump higher on land, kind of like Yoshi style helper. You got a sheep, creates storm clouds and lightning attacks to clear obstacles or defeat enemies. Got a dragon that breathes fire, giving Starfy a strong offensive power underwater. And you've got a seal that helps Starfy swim faster and break through ice obstacles, kind of like the that swordfish thing in Donkey Kong or anything that lets you break through
Unguard.
walls.
My God, that's his name.
And in this one, treasures are more tied to progression and story than in the first game, encouraging you to replay levels.
Ooh.
Right. Just overall just overall like natural progression, natural improvement.
Mhm.
And I didn't say in the first one that I think it should be commended also for just like the graphics and graphic style, especially if they had to, go from Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and we all know like the how different all of those were. So yeah, I mean, I would prefer this game slightly more. I think this game is not that big, but definitely bigger. And I wrote down, usually I'm trying to switch up genres on these spotlight games, but I mean, if you wanted to add value, since I don't have any connection to these mascots, maybe add exploration. Maybe make it into a Metroidvania or something. Give more
Yeah,
value to yeah,
my first thought when I saw these games was I thought they were Metroidvanias, but they're not.
yeah, yeah. It would make sense. So, like overall, I just have that feeling, which is why it ranks in the middle, that it misses something for me. But it's like again, it's a good example of a early 2000s uh platformer. So for me, and I'll start it, I just put it one above at 71, has less water levels, and
Hmm.
I think just overall improvement. How about you?
Same thing. I ranked it at 86. The first one is 87. It's just one above. Then Detsu no Starfy 3 released August 5th, 2004, again the next year. on the Game Boy Advance, again developed by Tosei, developed by published by Nintendo. The story has Starfy and Kaorosuke leaving Puff Top Palace to rescue Starfy's mother after a new threat arises from the ocean depths. Gameplay expands further with new worlds, animal helpers, and the introduction of Starfy's sister Stappy, who becomes a playable character in certain segments. The game also added a save system that tracked collectibles more thoroughly, refining the formula from the first two. Despite its popularity in Japan, it remained unreleased overseas. The game also contains hidden data referencing the Nintendo e-reader, suggesting that that was in a planned, you know, thing at one point. And fans have discovered that parts of the code were later reused in Super Princess Peach on the DS, another Tosei developed title. So I don't know enough about coding to know what they're referring to there, but it's interesting.
Hmm,
So
to know
yeah,
that.
Animal Helpers in Starfy 3. You've got most of them returning from 2, and then new, you've got a penguin that can create ice platforms and freeze water. You've got a bear that helps smash through heavy obstacles and push large objects. And you've got a sea urchin that lets Starfy roll up into a spiky ball for offense and defense. The levels are bigger now. You got branching paths in this one. Again, they were just iterating on the previous games. You just kept improving it a little bit each time. More emphasis on exploration, and the treasure collecting and story items are tracked more cleanly, encouraging a 100% completion.
And kind of what you said about Starfy 2, and this has to be an improvement. Starfy 3's got Wario. Mhm.
There
It
you go.
has in World 8 or Level 8, whatever it is, it does have an appearance of Wario, and Wario can swim very well underwater.
Hmm.
So I didn't get there in my playthrough, but I did look up videos to watch it because I knew that he was in this game. Uh, hey, to put more random Nintendo characters in random Nintendo games. I think that's awesome. Uh,
Yeah.
this game was supposed to be released in China on the IQ, but they had um worries about piracy, and that's funny because that version of the game is available pirated on emulation websites. Now, I don't know. My question is how it got there. Like I'm assuming somebody got a hold of like a super rare dev
Yeah.
kit or prototype and then dumped
I
it
mean,
onto
like,
a computer.
side tangent, but like I'm so fascinated that like you'll always see these stories of like, oh, somebody found this cartridge at a GameStop or something, and it has like a demo build for like Ocarina of Time or something on it. And you're like, how did it wind up there? Like,
Mhm.
where like it's those stories are out there and they're all crazy.
Yeah. We had one on here recently. I can't think of what game it was, but it was like that, but it was a pawn shop in Canada.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yep. Yep.
how did it make it all the way over to Canada if it started in Japan? So it's crazy, but yeah, things get mixed up or passed down and who knows. But yeah,
311 said, all mixed up, don't know what to do. Was that 311? I don't know.
it is 311. It is
Okay.
311. Yeah. One of my favorite bands of all time. Um
Okay.
uh Of course, this, as you said, is like the best of the 3, and I think I just ran out of energy to actually react to it the right way, or maybe I'm reacting to it the correct way, and these people are overreacting because, um, I I said that it was the best selling of the 3, but it might be Starfy 1. I might have lied, but it is the best reviewed, given the limited reviews that we have of this game, available. But at least Famitsu gave it a 31 out of 40, which is the highest out of the 3, and, Nintendo Life in 2009 gave it a perfect score, and the writer said that it's one of the greatest platformers ever made, and the article's still online. It's not even on the Wayback
I might
Machine.
have to take a closer look at this game than the hour or 2 I played, yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's kinda random. I don't like, I don't
I
know.
did like it better than the others. Like I said, I feel like they just
Yeah,
kept getting better. I'd rank them 3, 2, 1.
yeah. I mean,
Now I got a
it is
feeling
really
like I
good.
really missed out on this. So
Yeah, and it is a really good game, but, like, one of the best platformers ever made. It might be hyperbole, but hey, I like it.
That's gotta
I
be one of the
mean,
bigger categories for best, you know what I mean? Like, there's a bazillion platformers out there.
it's still better than what a lot of video game journalism has turned out to be recently. You know, at least it's not
Yeah.
a big ad. It's pretty random. I don't know if I don't think there was any kind of there was no virtual console for this game in 2009. I have no idea why they reviewed it. I really
Huh,
don't know. Um,
interesting.
so was there anything else? No, not really. Yeah, all these games feel really close, and honestly, I'm
Yep,
probably not going back to them. Um,
yep.
Platformers are hard for me to, like, get into, and then I need to, like, have, like, a cute character that I can, like, connect with a little bit more. This one is 70, and I would recommend this game based on just, like, if you wanna play a Japanese only game that's only recently available and, you like good platformers. So what's your ranking, Kevin, and then any other recommendations you give?
I ranked it at 85. Like I said, they're all clumped together. This is the highest ranking of the series for me. It's let me see what they're between. So that it puts them right below Wave Race on the Nintendo 64. I have it 84. And then these are like I said, this is the line where it starts to be like, I kind of am iffy on these games. And that's Joe and Mac 2, where I'm like, I kind of like this game. And they're like right in that category. I'm like, I kind of like these games.
Right.
I'm kind of expecting to see Starfy be in Kirby Air Riders. He seems like he would fit right into that.
It's camouflaged
Right.
on the Air Rider.
Right. I mean, we've brought it up so
Oh
many
no,
times
you're
on here.
riding him?
Uh, but
They definitely feel like Kirby games to me.
right, and like the goal with having the original game on Game Boy is that you're gonna have your floaty mascot and your floaty game. But by the time the game actually comes out, it's like Kirby is the floaty guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I'll always, like, say that, where are some of these other lesser known Nintendo characters when it comes to games like Smash or Mario Kart or just,
There's an alternate universe out there where Starfy's in Smash on Nintendo 64 and
mhm,
instead of
Kirby's only
Kirby.
made 2 games.
Yeah, exactly. Kirby's only made 2 games. Yeah.
Starfy in the Forgotten Land.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Starfy Air Riders.
All right, let's find out what we're going to be playing next time on this show. All right, next week we're going to the NES for the Adventures of Lolo. I really like this game, and I think there's 3 of them. There's definitely a sequel, and I've always wondered why this is the only one on the service. Like, come on, Nintendo. That's an easy ad. Get the other Lolo games on there. But yeah, we'll be playing the only one on there.
I don't think I've ever played that, so
It's a
alright.
puzzle game. It's a top down. I'll give you all a preview for next week. It's top down like Legend of Zelda, and you like push blocks and stuff to get to an exit. Like each map is a puzzle, and then you solve the puzzle, move to the next one.
Okay.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Let us know our question of the week. What's your favorite 311 song? And also let us know what you think of the Zelda 40th anniversary and what we're going to see. Comment that down below. I'd also be curious to know what your thoughts on the PlayStation 6 are. Anything we talked about this week. Leave the comments down below. So thank you also everyone who has liked and subscribed. That's a big help. And we will be back next week for more Nintendo news and Nintendo related conversations. See you then.